Hey, welcome to the Chronic Wrestling Addiction Podcast. We're your hosts,
Bubs,
the Monster Chuckanucker, Bradshaw,
and your referee, Kevin Faber.
Before we get into today's episode, we want to remind you guys to head on over to our social media pages and give us a like and a follow.
Alright, so we are back with another episode of Chronic Wrestling Addiction, and today I've got Bubs co-hosting with me, sitting down with Isaiah Metituk again. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Got to take an eye over here, but other than that, could be worse.
I mean, that's what happens with peace officers who get overly zealous.
Sorry you weren't good enough to make it as a cop, but have fun with that.
Yeah, so since we saw you last, what have you been up to, man?
Same old, man. Just grinding. Nothing.
Training, working, giving her heart. That's good to hear. Well, with that being said, you sitting there training with everybody, I did want to bring up that since we've seen you last, you've actually announced your pro debut. It's going to be happening at XFFC No One Fights Alone here in Grande Prairie on March 13th. You're going to be making your pro debut against Harley King, who is 1-0 pro.
Yep, my pro debut and actually my bantamweight debut as well. I've never fought at 135, so.
All right, so how are you feeling going into 135?
Actually, it's super cliche, and I know every fighter says this before his fight, but it actually is the best I'm feeling because I've actually got a nutritionist for this fight. Randy Mahoney is my striking coach, is also handling that for me, so we've got that on lock. And then this is the first camp I've ever followed like an actual strength and conditioning regimen, so I feel just amazing. I feel like on a professional level now, like I've taken that next jump from being an amateur to being a pro. So
all right.
It's super exciting.
Is anything really changing your training regime with this going on, with you going pro versus when you were an amateur?
Not really. I mean, we have a few more options now. Playing around with elbows and knees to the head, obviously longer rounds. So I got to account for that with my cardio. But other than that, I mean, I was training like a pro as an amateur. We all do, right? So it's just business as usual, really.
So it's just keeping up with that endurance and your cardio.
Yeah,
making sure
that being mindful of the fact that now. If I get sloppy, I can get elbowed in the head. I can get kneed in the head. But other than that, man, it's really the same old.
And I mean, we've seen a few of those shots in pros where it actually really does make the difference. That elbow being there can put you just out cold as well. So focusing a lot more on defense against something like that if it's coming around.
That, and I feel like with anybody who's watching me fight knows, like I'm a real grindy, drag you into deep waters, submit you type fighter, right? And being able to chip away with those little short elbows and having the longer rounds as well, I really feel like it's going to favor my style.
All right. I'm pretty excited to hear that. I actually very much look forward to this fight coming up. Now, Harley King, I don't know much about him. We were talking beforehand, and it sounds like he's got a couple amateur fights in there, and then he's got his one his pro debut there.
Yeah, he had a few amateur fights. He had his one pro fight back in October, I think it was. I've actually trained at his gym. Like I've got friends at his gym. When I was down in Edmonton, I did about a week there getting ready for my title fight back in 2018. So there's definitely some familiarity there, right?
All right. So have you spent some time sitting around to look at some footage, pay attention to his style?
Honestly, I don't watch a ton of tape on my guys. I'll watch them once or twice, kind of get a general idea of what they're good at, but I let my coaches handle that, and then I just worry about what I'm good at and playing to my strengths, right?
Okay. Now you're saying that was another gym down in Edmonton, so I don't... Hayabusa down in Edmonton, yeah. I didn't feel right not at least giving the mention there because, I mean, there is another gym coming up just for this fight for you then in that case.
Yeah, no, definitely, right? So
right.
It's an exciting fight on paper, man. It's two of the top prospects in Canada at 135, and 135 is in need of some new blood. It's a pretty shallow division, man, so this fight actually means a lot. Even though it's, my first pro fight and his second, there's, I think some big things are going to come for myself after this fight.
All right. Moving forward, do you think that you're going to stick with the bantamweight for now, or are you going to feel out this fight, see how it goes from there?
No, man, bantamweight's it's the move as a pro. I mean, if you've seen my pictures at 45, I wasn't a small 145, but I was still a little soft in some areas. At 145, I'm going to be huge. I'm going to be super long, super rangy, and I'll actually have a good size advantage by the time I rehydrate and everything after that cut. So 135 is the move going forward for sure.
Sounds awesome on that one. No changes in the staffing around helping you out. Same boys. You got Randy in there.
Yeah, Randy, my head coach Bill Mahood rather. Sorry, my wrestling coach Adam Link, my Taekwondo coach Luis Martinez. I mean, they were got into the dance, man. I'm going to be with that team even when I'm in the UFC.
That's very good to know. That's a great thing to know, actually, since they're right around the corner from here. New locations they got there, bigger spacing. How's it feel in the new area?
It's great. We almost have like our own separate little room, so we're not worried about running into anybody or anything like that. It's super nice.
No outside distractions. You can stay focused on what you're doing.
New mats, just way more room. It's super accommodating for sure.
Nice. I look forward to getting in there and making sure to check that out as well. So with that being said, I do have a couple random little questions that we've been doing here. So, favorite sports teams, just because I want to spice things up a little bit.
You're doing sports, man, so give her.
So NHL.
Calgary Flames.
Calgary Flames? All right, I'll give that to you. I mean, you are from Alberta. So.
I'm from Calgary, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, definitely give that one to you. NFL.
New England Patriots.
Patriots, yes, all right. Because you're Canadian, CFL.
Stampeders.
Stampeders.
I'm from Calgary. Right?
Makes sense. We got... Oh my god, what else should we talk about here? Soccer.
Fuck soccer.
You don't watch soccer?
No.
No soccer? You watch any rugby at all?
No. I watch pretty much everything that's major. So yeah. Baseball, basketball, football.
So how about baseball?
Jays.
Canadian makes sense. Basketball?
Raptors.
Makes sense as well. I mean, it's Toronto, so we're continuing with the theme for the single team that we have in Canada.
Fun fact: they also they actually when they won the championship last year, they won that series against Golden State the day before my last fight. So made weight, rehydrated, ate my meal, everything like that. Went back, watched the Raptors win the title, and then went and won my fight the next day. So
nice.
That was a pretty good 24 hours.
That would definitely be a nice set of 24 hours. Wasn't that, didn't you come into work that night, party afterwards?
I did, yeah. I went and fought, and the fights are always on a Friday. And everybody who knows Grande Prairie knows Sharks is not exactly busy on a Friday.
Yeah.
But these ones, for whatever reason, they were on a Saturday. So I won my fight, stayed to watch my homie's fight, went to my buddy's house, got cleaned up, and then, came out to Sharks and had some celebration Coronas.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun night. Of course, I had to sit off to the side there on that one and watch from the sidelines. But we were pumped for you. I mean, I know on Friday everybody had been messaging around that you had won that.
Yeah.
That you were going to win that, and then Saturday, and it came around to everybody that you got it done, and that was a good thing to hear there. So, do you have any thoughts about trying to go forward, heading towards other promotions, like trying to head down into another province at any point in time, get some fights in there?
I mean, I've had offers from promotions in BC, in Newfoundland, but I mean, I did promise to end my pro debut quite a while ago when I was like 2-2 as an amateur, I want to say. And honestly, as long as I can fight him, man, it makes the most sense for me. I mean, really, at this point, with a lot of other guys retiring and not being super active, I'm kind of the only active local pro he has now. And I mean, I sell lots of tickets. I've got my McLevin Mafia is all in town. It's I don't have to drive, so I cut weight, sleep in my own bed, all that. So I mean, it's one fight at a time. I gotta get through Harley first, but I don't have any plans to look elsewhere for a little while anyway, right?
Oh, fair enough. So I know last time we had talked about the idea of heading just straight towards the UFC. That's the ultimate goal. Now, with all the other bigger promotions that are just underneath them out there these days, have you looked at any of those as well as a possibility to get some fights in?
I mean, it's one fight at a time, right? I got a super legit kid in front of me in Harley. He's a lot more legit than my previous opponent, Ryan Moore, because he actually trains and wins fights. But, it's just one fight at a time, and we'll see what the offers are, right? So, go in, handle this fight, talk to my coach to see the next step. It's the same as it was as an amateur. The only difference is my record is, it's everything now, right? So we got to
focus the target as the contracts come.
Yep. I'm sprinting towards my goals, man. I'm all in. But But like I said, I got to get through Harley first, and by no means am I looking past him at all.
All right. Well, Harley, it sounds like you've got a good fight coming up on your hands there. I'm really excited to see this in a couple weeks' time. You definitely keep up with the training very hard.
It's not stop, mate. Any true legit guys at the top know that this is a lifestyle. Like there's so much sacrifice. There's so much you put in, but that's what it takes to be the best. And I'm not just doing this to tell girls at the bar I fight. I'm doing this to be the best and win world titles. So if you start now, you start as an amateur. It becomes consistency, and excellence is bred through consistency, right? So
exactly. I do want to give a chance. I mean, so McLevin Mafia, I know was looking for some sponsors. Do you have anything you want to give a shout out to at this time?
Yeah, shout out to DJ Q. He did me up a real banger of a walkout song. Him and Alex Donovan, and he's sponsoring me as well. So big props to the man for that.
All right, DJ Q. I mean, you can normally catch him down at Shark Club on Saturday nights, Friday nights too.
Yep.
Look forward to seeing you again, man, and definitely gonna need to pay attention for that song. Maybe get it around for you at some point
definitely, here. Yeah, it's deadly.
Do you have any merch out there for sale? Any t-shirts getting made, something like that?
Not quite yet. If there's more demand, I will. But I mean, that's not cheap, and let's be real, I'm not making McGregor money at this point.
Yeah.
But once there's enough demand, that's definitely something I'll look into.
Fair enough. I mean, so you got your social media pages, you got your Twitter, you got your Facebook, all set up for things. You're up on Instagram as well.
That's all I post about, man. Nobody cares about your personal life. I'm here to promote. I'm here to get eyes, and what better platform than social media?
Definitely got to make sure we give the shout outs there as well. Get you to hype it up too. We'll get some conversations in there. At some point, we should sit down with your team, maybe right beforehand, see how you're feeling closer to the day.
Definitely, I'll do one after. I mean, we're already pretty close. I mean, we're 3 weeks out from tomorrow.
Yeah, 3 weeks out.
So it's really everything's kind of starting to television right now, right?
Yeah. So we'll be sliding into your DMs here real soon to get you to come on back for
at least
right
somebody
after the fight,
is.
at least. Once again, this was another quick episode of Chronic Wrestling Addiction MMA edition with Isaiah Metituk. Bubs, you got any final questions?
Not that I can think of, no.
Not that you can think of right now. Isaiah, any last remarks you want to make?
March 13th, come watch me win my pro debut. Let's go.
Let's go.
We here at Chronic Wrestling Addiction wanted to thank you for listening. And remember, if you like what you heard, head on over to our pages and give us a follow.